Salinas Reservoir and got caught. They went into closed session 5 times to discuss, and they spent $500,000 of their money. Nobody other than that has kicked in a dime. $1.5 million was given to develop the GSP from a grant. Everybody's hours were taken care of. Everything that's been done has been paid for with a grant. Nobody's had to kick in any money. And Pastor Robles begged and wanted to be the contracting agent, and now they say they don't have time. Blaine really has no staff. He makes $265,000, and the one guy that shows up at the meeting and helps run the meeting gets $100,000. Are you guys going to be on the hook for 3% of that if they're part of the deal? Is everybody going to start paying for their share of what is their last thing, because I know my time's up. Those 2 districts have never had a general manager or any staff. They're operating illegally. They're the only 2 special districts in the county that are operating without a general manager or staff that was part of their requirements when they became those districts that were formed illegally. Thank you.
Any other public comment? Okay.
If I might.
All right, you might.
So, just for clarification, the amendment to the MOA, or the MOA as it stands right now, requires the city to be the contracting agent, and all of the city's established purchasing policies, noticing policies, everything that they do in purchasing anything apply to the PDCC. The county taking on the responsibility as a contracting agency is required to abide by the same purchasing requirements as the city. Very specific, and that was very specifically done by the PDCC to make sure that the same quality of purchasing, the same responsibility is being met. So the county, who has more stringent requirements than the city, is clearly meeting the city's requirements. So whatever is being purchased is still being purchased under the Public Cost Accounting Act, or the Construction Cost Accounting Act. I'm not sure which one the city's operating under, but it's no different than us going out buying. So they're not just willy-nilly using the brother, cousin-in-law, or whatever. They have to put notice out, do an RFP, do a bid process, just like we do. The only difference is the county managing that contractor and that consultant, or is the city managing that contractor and consultant? That's really what we're talking about here, is whether or not the county can, under the MOA, legitimately manage consultants and contracts just like the city can. The city doesn't want to do it because they don't have the staffing to do it. If I remember correctly, the reason that the county started doing it is because the PDCC authorized the county to submit for that $7.6 million grant, and then they kind of took it over from there. Every agency's got its own problems. Every agency's going to have a slant towards their agency. So the county's no different, the city's no different, we're no different. But as I mentioned, as Christina mentioned, the longer you allow an agency to operate outside of the box, the more prevalent being outside the box is going to be, and it's going to be harder to correct.
Okay.
So what would happen if we were to throw our name in there as being able to be a contracting agent?
So if we were to say San Miguel wants to be a contracting agent too, then if projects came up that were being authorized by the PDCC, so let's say an easy one, let's say we were going to do this groundwater monitoring, then we would have to put together an RFP. That RFP would go back to the PDCC would approve the RFP, it would come out, it would be on us to post it, to put it out there, so that would be on us and our staff.
So would we get financial reimbursement from the grant for that?
So right now, the way it works is that front end work is on us. So if we were the contracting agency, then it would be on us. The contract and the cost of that contract would be spread over the PDCC. So right now, we don't get billed by the county for every hour that they spend with their consultant that helps them run meetings. We don't get paid, we don't get billed for that. We get billed for things that are related to consultants that we're paying for. Like GSI, we get billed for whatever work they do, we get billed 3% of that. So the county is compiling those bills, they're sending us a bill for 3% of whatever the total bill is after they pay the entire bill. Same as was when the city was running it.
So they're getting no reimbursement for the overhead costs, administrative costs.
Yeah.
But really,
And
sounds,
once in a while, we get a bill for a little bit, but generally not. We don't get billed for 3% of their actual cost.
I think at this point, we need to draw the discussion to a close.
Okay.
I think we've pretty much covered it, so what's the board's pleasure?
I'm gonna say at this point that I'm in favor of moving forward. The MOA, we're the ones that actually recommended doing the county and the city when this was originally trying to be open to everybody. But in addition, maybe staff and legal should have a conversation with the city of Paso about what to do about, parties that are not, in the future moving forward that aren't, following the MOA. Make sure that we're at least on the same page with the city. So if we do have legal problems, we can, have an ally to help fund those issues.
All right, I'm asking for a vote to approve or disapprove at this point.
I will make the motion to approve the MOA.
Was that Calvin's?
We have a motion to approve the MOA. Do we have a second? I'll make the second.
I'm making that motion.
Oh, if you have another motion, I'm always willing to hear
We
it.
already have a second, so
Yeah.
we'll call it.
Alright.
Yes, we do. So I have a motion on the table by Director Calvin's to pass Amendment 2 of the MOA, and second by Director Smiley's. We'll take a vote. Director Calvin's.
I guess yes.
Director Baker?
no,
Director Gregory? Just not sure.
I'm the same way.
Pretty easy.
I'm just really not sure.
I mean,
Need further discussion. You can discuss this.
Well, I have a motion and a second on the table. We're doing a vote, and if it dies, then we can continue discussion.
A lot of questions here.
Well, I guess at this point I have to abstain.
Okay. Director Davis?
No.
Director Smiley?
Yes.
Okay, I got 2, 2, and 1 abstain. So that dies. Okay. We don't get any of those, so.
Didn't pass, right?
no, I did.
So Davis, did you said you had a motion? Or we can continue discussing?
Passes.
Murray? Don't make me come over there.
Just don't throw your away.
I was gonna make a motion we need more information on this. So I'd like to make a motion to just move it out to March.
Continue it off
Yeah.
to, how about February?
We can make a motion to table it until whenever, but I would need to know what you actually want. Because it's not,
I want a 3 to 5 no vote. That's what I want.
well, then vote for a no vote.
That's what I
Motion
did.
for a no vote.
Motion for a vote.
Okay.
There was direction from Calvin's part of that to do some kind of, for Kelly and legal to do some kind of review as to options related to the MOU. So potentially if we brought it back in February with additional options or discussion points specific to this breach issue and potential future problems.
And if the district wants to be on the county.
Well, and then, let me just let me just say that, you know, my lack of vote is because of wanting the best option for the district, yes, but it's also wanting to keep those other two districts that are running amok, or the GSAs at bay. And so whatever the best cause of action that may be. So while I'm protecting Samuel, I'm also trying to keep them from, because, yeah,
So, well, not really to beat a dead horse, but this is, so by allowing the county to continue operating as a contracting agency, what they're doing, you know, aside from facilitating meetings, the work that they do under a contract is something that the PBCC as a group said that we want to go forward with that contract. So whether it's the rate study, whether it's the well monitoring, our annual reports, GSP updates, those are all things that originate with the PBCC, and the PBCC as a body says, yes, we want to move forward with this, and then the county puts out the RFPs, or the county enters into contracts. Once we get to that contracting part, it's really outside of, you know, staff's hands. It's more in the purchasing department's hands, where they're monitoring it, making sure that everything's being followed through in accordance with purchasing policies and state law.
Yeah, but again, you've got the county involved, and you're talking about awarding bids, awarding contracts. Are they gonna use a DEI or a competency basis for hiring?
So it's going to depend on what their policy is for that. But
That's right.
But it's not,
And that's your
it's not the
county.
county's policy, it's the city's policy. It has to follow the city's policy.
That's not what this says. They have the agency for changing the MOA to let them do it. You just said they're gonna have.
No, it
You said that the county's policy was more stringent.
In most aspects,
than the city's, but
policy.
if they're gonna be the agent, then they're gonna get to use their own policy.
So they get to be the agent. So it says that the county acts as the contracting agent, the same provisions applicable to the city under section 6 shall apply to the county. So except for that the county shall follow its own procurement policies and engagement of such consultants with inclusion of the parties and cooperative committee as a selection of any consultants as set forth in section 6.7 or 6.3 above. So it's,
can I motion to table this until next month?
You can do whatever you want.
yeah, you got a motion to table it, you motion to vote no and never approve it. My concern is that we table it and there's not really a lot of other information. If you're not comfortable with the county now, you're not gonna be comfortable with the county next month, I can guarantee that.
Well, recall.
I don't think it's gonna be done next month.
Yeah.
But are we talking about Gibson's?
Yeah, yeah, you see my front yard? I got a sign up there.
You know,
So,
those are unfortunately a little bit separate. And honestly, my position is that we should, you know, try, you know, make sure that everyone's conforming to the MOA, and then bring back with, you know, legal a strategy on how to deal with the EPC. Choose our battles, because obviously we don't have a deep pocket. You know, we're talking about these rates and how they're going to impact. But I want to be kind of choosy and make sure that when the EPC does screw up, that we're ready to pounce and deal with them. That's kind of what I'm looking at. And that's why I was a bit on the fence with doing this, but I kind of want to make sure to clean this up and then, you know, start keeping our eye on them and meet with legal and possibly the city.
so essentially we have a couple options. One, we can approve it, bring the county into the MOA, you know, legitimately, and move forward. We can table it, and you guys can direct me to bring back whatever information it is that you would like to see, and we'll bring it back. Or you guys can vote to not approve it, and we can not ever talk about it again, and the county most likely will continue to operate outside of the MOA.
Well, here's my concern, and I would let everybody in the PBCC know this, at least from, I'll speak for myself right now, but the board. I don't like the fact that they've already breached the deal. And I would like them for us to tell them that. You know, you guys already breached the MOA, and now after the fact, you want us to vote and say it's okay. Well, that's not okay. Okay? If you wanted to change the MOA, you change it before you breach it, not after you breach it. Because the next one is going to be, it's one of these other agencies is going to breach it, and then that's going to be okay. We need to have some kind of agreement that an MOA is going to be followed. And it should be in there, and if they don't follow it, and an agency sues them and they lose, they're going to pick up the legal fees. Because there's no rule of law here at all. There's none. If the guy with the deep pockets can do whatever they want, we're part of this, but you know, they can push us around. If the county can do it, the other guys can do it, and it's just a circle of nonsense, in my opinion. Well, I think we need to let them know, we voted this thing down, here's the reason, and we need to have some kind of, something in the agreement that says this isn't gonna happen anymore. In fact, if you do this, you're gonna pick up all the legal fees to be sued. Either the county or whoever's breaching the deal. But something needs to be done to rein this in, because this is absurd to me.
So with that, then I would suggest one of a couple of things. Either you remember exactly what you said and you go tell them that, because
I'll say it then, I'll say that.
They'll probably agree.
Because, you know, we entered in this thing in a good faith agreement. We had an MOA, we agreed to what the MOA is gonna be, and then, okay, if you wanna change it, that's fine, but don't breach it and then say, hey, well, by the way, we breached the MOA, now we have to change it, so we're legal.
So the other thing I would suggest is that you can table tonight, you can direct myself and legal to add language to it that basically addresses your concern that if anybody breaches this in the future, that, you know, there's some sort of ramifications for it, or basically leave this one alone, but propose a amendment to the MOA in general that basically covers what you're talking about and having some sort of ramifications for anybody that operates outside of the MOA. So I think in that particular instance, or actually with either one of those where we're adding language, I think that we probably get the support of the city. You're probably not going to get the support of EPC or Shannon San Juan unless they find something.
Volumes about them.
Yeah. And I think the county would probably be on board with it, but they've already gotten to the point where they want to be. So it would really be EPC and Shannon San Juan that would be the problem. But
Can I make a comment here really quick?
We're gonna have to.
The reason, pardon?
Public comment is closed.
I know, but you're re-debating and so on.
We are, yes.
Huh?
We are, yes.
Yeah,
But we're not taking public comment.
And him, and I believe that should open up our public comment again for some of the
We're gonna go
comments
to
that are
public
now
comment
being
if you'd
made.
like to. But until then,
so I guess if we can give direction, then
You're the chair, you can do what you want.
Yeah, and I just said in closed comment. But entertain a motion from the board to allow more public input.
What I'd like to do is to motion to table it.
Yes, and then we already had that motion on the floor.
And that has been on the floor, yes.
Okay.
I'll second President
All right.
Smiley's.
Gregory, motion to table it? Or did we,
No,
Rainette?
President Smiley just
So
made,
Rainette just motioned to,
yeah, but he didn't.
I said I would entertain a motion
Yeah.
for that, but
so
nobody.
Rainette motion. You want a second?
Nobody's motion.
Nobody's
Motion to table
motion.
it.
so Director Gregory motion to table it.
I made a motion.
Right.
I'm ready to
So are you
table.
seconding the tabling?
No,
You want to continue talking about it?
well, I want what President Smiley, he made a,
I said I would entertain a motion.
okay, well, I'll second the entertainment.
Well, you have to motion.
No.
Okay,
That wasn't-
okay, I make a motion.
But we have a problem because Renee had already
Oh, okay.
motioned to table, so we need a second for the motion to table.
I think, Owens, do you want, are you trying to
Who wants
get
public comment?
public comment?
Yes, I think it's very
That's what I'm
important.
trying to say, but we already have a motion to table, so we
Yes,
need
so
to
we
deal with
can't.
that first.
I just want to make sure you know what we're doing. We're not trying to stay in there.
So do we have a second to motion to table?
I have questions for clarification, because that tabling doesn't, like what month and what are we actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we come back in February because we need to do something with it.
Remember last time you guys heard this was October 26th?
Yes.
Okay,
So
so,
do we have a second to table, please?
No, I mean,
okay.
you look like you want to say yeah.
Excuse me, can you bring up to clarify her motion, is it to a future meeting or is it to the February meeting?
It would be to the February meeting.
Thank you. And if someone wants to second, this is your opportunity. If we have no second, then another motion can be entertained.
I'm going to be honest. It's getting late. We still have closed session we got to deal with, and if we discuss this, hey, there's a camera going. So anything we say involving EPC can be viewed again. And so honestly, I would just like to go for a second and then figure out what to do about our MOA and the breach of contract.
Okay,
Is
so,
that a second?
That's a second.
okay.
Because
Anthony Keller, make this easier for us, come on. We have a motion on the floor by Director Gregory to table this till the February meeting for more discussion, second by Director Calvins, and take a vote. Director Baker.
Oh, yes.
Okay. I really just throw it out there. Director Calvins.
yes.
Director Davis.
No.
Director Gregory.
Yes.
Director Smiley.
Yes.
Passes 4-1, 0 absent.
Man, that was painful.
That was painful. Okay.
Almost as painful as my dentist.
Kelly's email is available. Please use
I
it.
have a phone, several phones.
Yes.
I guess I'll bring it up in a board comment. Apparently someone is sending the wrong email of yours around and posting on social media. It's Kelly with a Y, not ID, that the former board member sent out and tried
It
posting.
is Kelly.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you.
Well, that's not our problem.
Thanks, Mary.
No, it's not.
Well,
I
See you
hate
next
saying-
month.
appreciate your comments.
You bet.
too.
Thank
Do you
you.
I'll pick it on in there.
Do you have an email?
I'm sorry.
Can I have it?
Fireman,
No, really?
Lloyd,
Really?
Gray Wall, my last name, GREWAL,
GREWAL.
@gmail.com.
Have you signed up for my mailing list?
There's a mailing list?
Yeah, get on the website and click, I want to be part of your mailing list.
Okay, thank you. Oh, I have a lot of information.
Okay, we got public board comments still. Calvin? Oh, okay.
But actually, no, he's not good.
Director Calvin? We have too many kids.
We're still in board comment.
Yeah, come on. Yeah.
I know, I apologize.
Oh, I thought that. Yeah, well, this is
What meeting I'm on?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little loose with that.
Yeah,
That's all I'm trying to do.
right, well, I understand that.
Okay, we're at board comment.
When I'm done.
And then we can adjourn and you guys can go back.
What?
We're still in a meeting, so.
We're still in a meeting.
Yeah, we're still meeting.
Let's wait until you guys.
To reconvene to the regular meeting.
All right, that's fine. Okay. Okay, all right.
I read the.
Time?
It is 9:09.
Now we're at board comment. Anyone?
Board comment. This section is intended for the opportunity for the board members to make brief announcements, request information from staff, request future agenda items, or report on their own activities related to the district business. No action is to be taken until it's placed on a future agenda.
Thank you. Anyone?
And does anyone have anything exciting?
Let's not do that.
Adjourn to closed session?
I was waiting to see if anyone else had any.
Okay, go ahead, Anthony.
I just want to know what the timeline is to bring back the area planning commission. I keep pushing that because, quite frankly, I want us to be able to have a discussion and move possibly forward on figuring that out. Right now, there's an opportunity, to be honest, in my personal opinion, because of the recall against Bruce Gibson, to actually get that to happen. Because Mr. Gibson, honestly, his character includes a lot of CSDs and unincorporated communities who are not very happy with county planning. And being able to get popular political support across the region that will give this district and our community more power away from the county bureaucrats, I think it's a good thing. So I just want to, I keep pushing that thing because I see this window and I see an opportunity for us to actually, if we want to do it, to make it happen. And then obviously the other thing is, making sure that we do have our, ordinances up to date for lighting and landscaping stuff. I know you got a million things on your table, Kelly, but I know we have new developments coming on in and we don't have any design standards for any of that stuff, or ordinances to deal with landscaping, even street lighting, honestly. We don't have
Street lighting something.
We have a street lighting ordinance, it's even standards, they're just basically the county standards.
It's a-
county and calculate standards.
right, but it's not an actual ordinance. It's not an enforceable ordinance.
No, it's not ordinance,
So that's also my other problem.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I do have a question. When is Director Baker's term of office up?
When there's a new election, they'll be running,
In December, right?
yes, 24.
Okay, so in your last note, it says June of 2024, that this office ends.
Well, it's just a typo then.
It's all
Okay,
right.
that's my question.
Yeah, that's probably just LAFCO part.
Okay.
You, Anthony, and Mr. Baker will be up
Yeah,
for re-election.
Gregory, Calvin's, and Baker.
Yeah.
No one's stuck with me for another 2 years.
Yeah, I don't know.
Fun stuff, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's adjourn to closed session.
Was there any more board comment?
Any more?
Is anyone going to attend the CSDA conference? Say no.
Okay, we also need to have public comment on any of the action items on, any of the closed session items.
Would you like to have public comments, sir, on their closed session items?
No, thank you. You don't need me for closed session, correct?
No.
No, I'm leaving.
Thank you very
Good
much.
evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Check on those drones.
Adjourn to closed session.
Time?
9:12.
Thank you.
Ain't that late?
I'll call you back, Christina, when we get everything.
Yeah, we just need to close everything up. Let me turn off the videos and stuff. You better do Scott, because I don't have that.
So, everybody run away.